What's up, guys? Eli here. Back for a cool video today. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I say it's cool. I guess you guys will be the judge of that. Been wanting to do this for a while. Anyways, I'm going to be talking about the Hammer horror films. The famous studio out of the UK. But no, we're not going to be talking about stuff like this. We're not going to be talking about the classic stuff. All that great Christopher Lee. All the cool Dracula stuff that he did. That eventually we get actually very tired of. We're not going to be talking about any of that. That would be fun, but I'm not the right guy to do a deep dive like that. That is for someone else to do a better job. What I'm going to be talking about is the comeback that the studio made in the kind of the mid 2000s. For one, I think a lot of the movies they have made, post comeback have been fantastic. And I also feel like they've been underrated. I mean, I almost never hear anyone talk about any of them, although I'm sure they've gotten people know them, but I'm just saying I feel like they're a little bit underrated. So basically, the last thing they did in the Hammer Horror Studios, I think it was like 1970. God, it might have been 76 or even as 76 or maybe even a little bit later. And they basically went away for around 30 years. So this one right here, this movie came out in 2009, and it's known to be the Hammer Horror comeback. Although there was one that they did before this. I don't know if that one, for some reason, I don't know why that one gets left off the list. I haven't seen it. It looks stupid. It's like rave zombies or rave vampires, some fucking stupid shit like that. But anyways, this came out in 2009. I think I might have said that. This is an Irish movie, and it's called Wakewood. I love this movie. I've seen it a number of times. It only sits at a 5.5 on a IMDb, but I think it's a little bit better than that. As you can see, instant folk horror classic. That is very true. This is kind of like a combination of take Wicker Man and Pet Sematary and put the two together. And I mean, as unoriginal as that might sound, it's just a fantastic movie. It is basically about this kind of younger couple, or early 30s couple. They have a young daughter who gets mauled to death by a dog. She dies. They're basically like, fuck this, our lives are damn near ruined. So they decide to move away to the countryside instead of, the big city life, move out to some rural Irish village, basically, where the mayor of the town basically has like these shaman-like abilities where he's actually able to perform a ritual, and he can bring someone back from the dead, but only for a short period of time. I want to say like a couple days. So that way, he likes to do it for people that lost somebody and weren't able to get any closure. So you can have a couple more days with that person and get the closure that you need. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so I'm just going to stop right there. But I just absolutely love this movie. It's beautifully shot. It's well acted. It's well directed. I think it's better than a 5.5. But I mean, come on, that shit doesn't fucking matter. Definitely check out Wakewood, or let me know if you've seen it. So we're gonna move on from there. We're gonna go up just one more year. They were on quite a roll for a while there. So this is a remake. This is an American remake of a Swedish movie, and this is one of the rare cases where I'm not going to say that I think it's better than the original, but I think it very much lives up to the original. And to be honest, I kind of like it better. I have the original that only came out 2 years prior to this. I have the book. Haven't read it, of course, but we're talking about Let Me In. The original was called Let the Right One In. So this came out in 2010. The original came out in 2008. Like I said, an American remake. I think it's fantastic. You get Chloe Grace Moretz, who I absolutely love. Richard Jenkins is in this, who I also absolutely love. Also, one of the rare DVDs that has a slipcase that actually matters. You pull it down, and it's not the same thing. It's a slipcase that actually fucking does something. So, anyways, like I said, 2010 on this guy. I absolutely love this. It's a vampire story. It's basically about this young girl who, she doesn't age. She's a vampire. She obviously was turned at a young age. In the vampire mythos, you stop aging from, the age that you turn. So she obviously was turned, as a young girl. This movie kind of hints at that she's probably 50 or 60 years old, somewhere around there. But like I said, you wouldn't know it. She doesn't age. And I will say, they show that here in the remake. In the original, they don't hint at that. There are a couple of minor differences. Like I said, the original, as far as I remember, they don't hint. There's a little more left to the imagination, a little more mystery, which I know people like. But I thought it was actually pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I really like this. A lot of you have probably seen it. You know, the original is a cult classic. It was loved almost immediately. To this day, it's, you know, like I said, it's definitely considered a cult classic. And I know some people like this. I mean, it's sitting on IMDb at like a 7.1, which is pretty high, to be honest. But I remember when this came out, a lot of people were just like, "Oh, it's pretty good." You know, it's not that good. It's nowhere near as good as the original. And dude, I'm with you with most movies. I would 95% of the time I agree, but this is one of the rare cases where I don't. And I'm just gonna say I actually do like this one better. I kind of teeter on which one I like better all the time, but most often this is the one that I guess you could say I watch it more often. But yeah, I do kind of prefer this to the original. I'm gonna get some people here. Well, first of all, not many people watch these horror videos that I do, but if they did, I'd probably get a little bit of flack for that. But anyways, I guess in this case, you know, very few people will see it, so I won't get roasted too badly. We're gonna go 2 more years. We're gonna this one. I think this one probably got the most attention out of all the post comeback Hammer horror movies. We're talking about The Woman in Black. Could be because Daniel Radcliffe was in it. I think that has I think that kind of is why. But it's a good movie. He's good. I think he's a good actor. You know, I like the Harry Potter movies. They're okay. And every movie I've seen him in, he's been great. So I mean, he's a good actor. He was good for the role here. It's been a while since I've seen this. This is out of all these that I'm going to show, 4 movies, this is the most Hammer horror-esque, I would say. This is kind of like a period piece, you know, gothic horror movie. Very, very fitting of the Hammer horror name. So I'm just going to read a little bit of the back for you, because I haven't seen this in quite a while, probably 10 years. So, you know, Daniel Radcliffe plays a widowed lawyer named Arthur Kipps who he loses his wife recently. His career kind of gets thrown into jeopardy. Things aren't going real well for him. He's kind of running out of money. So he's sent to a remote village to sort out the affairs of a recently deceased eccentric. So he basically goes to look at this big giant house, big gothic looking mansion type. At least I think so. I think it was I don't know if you call it a mansion. It's a big gothic looking house out in the like English countryside. And and then things unfold from there. It's kind of I would say it's kind of a ghost story, but I don't want to spoil it. A lot of you have probably already seen it, but if you haven't, I don't want to ruin it for you. But definitely check this out. It's sitting at a 6.4 on IMDb, which I'd probably agree with. That's a pretty decent rating. But last but not least, this is the one that I only bought this a couple weeks ago. So all those I've had for 10 plus years. This one I haven't. This one came out in 2014. So we're talking about The Quiet Ones. Very good movie. I quite liked it. I would call this kind of like a possession movie with a twist, kind of a possession / paranormal movie. It's not. There are possession influences, I guess you could say, but this is not another Exorcist clone that we obviously don't need. We have hundreds that, and almost all of them are terrible. In fact, they actually make a kind of a reference to The Exorcist in this, which is funny. This movie's set in 1974, so that would have been, I think 3 years before The Exorcist came out, but there's this scene where this new guy, him right there, he's a videographer, and he goes to do some filming at this kind of research institute, where he meets the girl who's basically, let's go right here. She's basically a subject of these experiments and studies, because she has kind of like she has weird paranormal abilities and stuff like that. So she's being studied. So anyway, he meets her for the first time, and he goes into her room, where she kind of lives in like a padded cell. It's not very nice, but he's terrified of her, of course, because he's been warned about her. And it's funny, he He kind of walks up to her really slowly, and she goes, first thing she says, she's like, "What, did you expect my head to start spinning around?" So that was a really cool Exorcist reference, even though the movie had not came out yet in this universe. It wouldn't, not for another 3 years. But so, anyways, I just kind of told you what it's about. You have a you have a psychiatrist slash a professor who's he's doing these experiments and research on this girl, because, like I said, she has paranormal abilities, not just abilities, but happenings and stuff like that. So he's doing the research, and I don't want to spoil it. I don't know what else I can say. I will say that it is also based on there was like some cult. I can't remember when the cult was taking place. If it was in the 1800s, 1900s, I'm not really sure, but there was a cult, and this actually happened. There was like kind of like a religious cult that this movie is kind of based around. But that's all I'll say. I don't want to ruin anything for you in case you haven't seen it. So, anyways, that's all I got. That's 4 movies from the post comeback era from Hammer Horror Films. I'm missing a few. I have probably almost half. There's probably like another 3 or 4 or something that I don't have and haven't seen. So I'd really like to, and I don't remember the name of those either. The Resident is one of them. If you've seen any of those, let me know what you think. Or I'm sure they're worth seeking out. I've been meaning to. And if you've seen any of these, let me know what you think. If you have any strong opinions, any of these you like, any you don't like, let's talk about it. Anyways, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so if you actually watched it, I very much appreciate it. And let's talk. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers. We'll talk soon, guys.